stand with me. Those who are inside of Baal stand over there. And what happened to them? The earth opened up and swallowed them. They were Basolele. They chose not to walk with the Most High. So not all of Basolele is going to make it. Why? Because it's their choice.
But the Father knows that though already. That's not even he already knows that they were going to do that. He already knows if you're not making it.
Yes.
You're just playing out this playbook.
Yes. But he still gives you a chance.
You're right.
Miguel and Kelly and Lakeisha said, well, Lakeisha said that the phone calls are tests. And Miguel and Kelly said yes. And then Mama, I think it was Mama Doris, she made a comment in here.
She only strong for a few weeks, and then she gets the phone calls. Where you at? When you coming back? Please come back, begging. You know, she has family members there too. You know, what we all got.
Right.
But
I can't find her.
You know.
Yeah, she just have to, you know, turn away from those phone calls. She has to turn away from those voices. Somebody else, they have their hands up. We got three people.
It was Mama Nicholas. She said it was like Saul, who was chosen to be king. He lost it because of his choice to disobey. However, he was chosen because the Bible said that he was anointed. Anointed means simply just smear with oil to choose. So he was chosen, but because of his rebellion, you know, he lost his position that was given to him. And Gigi said that it takes times for certain people and more tests and more time to accept, to listen to others, and that is true. And as we stated, it goes back to the fact that we have to be patient with one another, and we have to be patient most of all with ourselves, because this indoctrination, as I stated previously, has happened for hundreds and hundreds of years, and we have to understand that. So we're unraveling all these lies that have been in our psyche. You know, even the fact when we're coming out of this and when we say, you know, we were taught to say Jesus and believe on Jesus, and and you know, Yesiah has his place, but they changed it up and you see a white man. So I even had to pray that the Most High will remove that diabolical image from within my psyche. So we have to understand these things have been deep seated within our psyche for hundreds and hundreds of years. So
but at some point you're gonna run out of time.
Yeah. So we're gonna go. We're gonna go to the next hand that is raised and move off of that. Roya.
One quick question though. How many times did she have that dream?
She's had several dreams. She's had like 3 or 4, and one of them she saw blood.
Okay, if she's had that dream not to go back several times, then that's something that's been established. That's a warning.
I was gonna say that.
She saw blood. She told me she saw blood.
That's not good if she saw blood then.
No, I know. I can't tell her no more. I can't keep trying, but you know. Thank you guys.
Okay, Kelly, go ahead, Queen Kelly.
Can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Queen Jeets, you know, because that's your friend and she's disclosed her dreams to you, and you know, all of this you know, spiritual and personal information. You know, we that are awakened have a mandate as well. So you are to intercede on her behalf and pray for her, because just like Mama Brenda said, it's a process, you know, and everybody, you know, she's in a battle within herself. And it's not like she's not wanting to, it's just the battle of the process that she's currently going through. And so what she needs is your prayers, you know. And as you're led by the Mwanda Semi will let you know, when to let up and not put too much pressure on her, you know, when to speak to her and what to say. But we are the ones that are the salt in the earth, that have that light and the truth. You have the truth, so you have a mandate. And so it requires us to also be patient with them. And sometimes we may get frustrated, you know, but that's when we have to, it will cause us to increase, to surpass a certain level. okay? So that frustration can then decrease. And then we have to operate in more love because that's what they need.
Well,
to
she
deliver the
also is
truth.
married, so her husband is also a stumbling block because he wants to go. His sister's there, his brother-in-law, his nephew, you know what I mean? And they're in the Israelite camp, and her and her husband know they're Bantus. I don't know why they haven't left yet, but like I said, her husband is a stumbling block. They get the courage a couple of weeks, and then they right back up in there. So
it's okay. Just keep praying. Okay, just
Yep.
keep praying because we never know when somebody may turn around.
Yeah,
that's
Just
so
keep
true.
praying for them.
That's so true.
Right.
All right,
Thanks,
Queen
sis.
Royal.
Yeah, I wanted to say, we are a chosen generation. We have been chosen for this time because we are warriors. What we're doing today, establishing what the word is helping us understand that how our words affect others. We have been chosen to war in the spirit, to pray for our brethren. That's why he says, forgive your brothers, because unless we could forgive our brothers, we won't pray for them. And our prayers help bring a lot of people, break these chains. He said, you wrestle against flesh and blood, not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and power. So we have been brought into this time for that specific purpose, because he says in Ezekiel 20 or Isaiah 20, he says, when I bring you into the land, I will plead with you face to face. So there are some people that will go into the land, not fully convinced, but he has chosen them to bring them into the land. And he said, then I will pass you under the rod and come into covenant with you. Yes. So every generation, every one of us have been chosen for a specific period. And we that are here now have been chosen to be warriors.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Okay. Miguel?
Yes, thank you. Now we have to go to the square root of the problem, right? Remember, there's a thing called the circle of life. And when you talk about chosen and when you talk about being called, what are you being called to? What are you chosen to do, right? And we know in regards to our culture, Bantu, in our spirituality, we know and understand that there is such a thing that's called the circle of life. And we all came here to fulfill certain roles, especially in regards to the community. So the question one must ask is, are you serving the community in a way which you are designed to come here to do, given you are on the path of the circle of life? And what your friend Queen Jeets is experiencing, I believe, is that call to return to that path that she was born to be here for. And obviously, as you know, based on our spirituality, if you're not following that path, that things can be revealed to you, which could happen, or things can actually happen.
Yes.
So that's what your friend probably needs to. I don't know if she understands the circle of life. Maybe that could be a main focus when you talk about things. Maybe get her to watch Lion King again. There's something so simple and so entertaining. It teaches a whole lot. Yeah, because
it's my favorite movie. One of my
there
favorites.
you go. Yeah, and I just look at the square root of it, and it's all about walking that path which you're born to walk. So yeah, that's just it for me.
All right, thanks, Miguel.
Also, Queen Jeets, your friend, she has a powerful calling, or she was created. I hate saying calling. She was created to do something very powerful. And I say that because of the dreams that she has had, the warnings that she's been given. The Most High wants to use her in a mighty way. He created her to be used in a mighty and powerful way. And she need to turn to him and say, okay, here I am. Yep. And stay before him and stop listening and giving in to the others that are speaking to her, but she need to stay focused on him and walk and follow what he created her to do.
We're on the same page. It's just that you know, she has a husband who sometimes agrees and then they get weak. They get weak and go right back.
Just pray for him, like Kelly said. That's all we can do is pray and be led by the Spirit to speak when it's time for us to speak. When it's time for us to speak, we need to adhere to what the Spirit is saying and speak. And then when he tell us don't say nothing, because you know it says that, you know, some plant, some water it, but it is the Most High that causes the increase to come forth.
And like Mama Brenda said, when we were in the church, when we were leaving, I told her, I'm not going back. Yeah. And she was telling me why she was going back. And I said, I'm not going back. So
go ahead.
So I left. And you know, I said, no, I'm not returning, because I know who I am. Exactly. How can that man teach me about my book? Okay,
I'm gonna go over a few slides and then yes, this is good, you all, and then I'm gonna end it. Like I said, I didn't even get into the slides. This is I think maybe what the first 5 slides, and I think I got about 40 something slides, you all. So this evidently was much needed. So I'm just gonna go over a few slides real quickly here, and then we're gonna have a part 2 to this. So that we can get through this, but it's much needed for the Bonnabet too. And I want to hear too from my brothers and sisters on the continent. Some of them are on here, but they have not spoken. Vita is on here. Tabitha is on here. Queen Tabitha, Queen Vita is on here, and I don't know. I didn't see anybody else that's from over there. But I want to hear from you all also before we end it. So here, back to the Greek influence on Christian doctrine, you all, real quickly. It said the doctrines of the logos of the word, a designation of Christ in John 1 and the Trinity received their shape from Greek fathers, as was stated previously from some of you all, and were much influenced directly or indirectly by the Platonic philosophy. So it's the Greek influence that is what is basically saying that have infiltrated the New Testament, that errors and corruptions crept into the church from the source cannot be denied. I can't talk. Logos, word, what exactly is it? What is the word? What is exactly the meaning and origin of this English word, word? And it says it's a unit of language consisting of one or more spoken sounds. So there we're getting with the frequency now, or there are written representations that functions as a principal carrier of meaning. And we want to take a look at sound to see what exactly is sound. Here we go, vibrations. Sound is defined as vibrations that travel through the air or another medium and can be heard when they reach a person's or animal's ear. Early 13th circa. To be audible, produce vibrations affecting the ear. Vibration move or cause to move continuously and rapidly to and fro. Vibration is characteristic emanation, aura, or spirit. So word is spirit, because we're still talking about word. And it said that it is sound and that it's vibration, and vibration is what? Spirit, it says. So the word is the spirit that infuses or vitalizes someone or something, and that can be instinctively sensed or experienced. Words, spoken sound, vibration. Merriam, I got to move some things around here so I can see you all. Merriam-Webster states that vibration are synonymous with, guess what? Ha, y'all know what that KI is. Key. Energy. The circulating life energy, a form of psychic energy, as well as inner light, the soul, the spirit, the essence, the core of who we are. That's why Many of you on here were saying, look within, because that spirit is within us, and that spirit will speak to us. That's what's happening with the young lady in the dream. That is your spirit. Because when we sleep, the spirit doesn't sleep, people. Banabetu, your spirit doesn't sleep. So that spirit is speaking to her and calling her. The key, the energy, Kikongo. That's where we get it from. Energy, life source. Words or sound, sounds, vibration, the inner light, the energy. Merriam-Webster defines energy as usually a positive spiritual force. So it's a force flowing through us. It is a spiritual force flowing through us. So we need to heed the spirit. We don't have to listen to this man in church. You can listen to the spirit and he will tell you. Because when you stand before judgment with the Most High, who hindered you? You have to give an account for your own soul and for the things that you did or did not do, because all of us have a mandate of something that we agreed to do. When we came from the spirit realm into this physical realm, we all have a mandate. Whether we know it or not, we all have a mandate. So it's power, force, energy, strength, might, the ability to exert effort, power, implied, latent or exerted, physical, mental, or spiritual ability to act or be act upon. Remember, scripture says, be ye doers of the word. It's more than what they taught us in organized religion about being doers of the word. That is, when they say be doers of the word, we understand that it's saying walk in that power, exercise that power. That's what being doers of the word is. When you understand that the word is spirit and the word is life and the word is power, the word is strength, force, and all these things. So we are to walk in strength, walk in power, walk in force, walk in might, walk in truth. Be doers of it. That's what he was saying. Strength implies the quality or property of a person, a thing that makes possible the exertion or force of the withstanding of strain, pressure, and attack. So with that strength, we were able to withdraw all the hardship that we as a people have endured and continue to endure. And they can't comprehend and understand, why are these people still so vibrant, still standing with such strength and vitality? They don't understand that it is the key, that it is the energy, that it is the life force, that it is the spirit that is within us, that is enabling us to stand even in the midst of being criticized, being killed, raped, steal, our land stolen. We're tormented mentally. Our sons are being killed on the street. We're being called all kinds of negative names, but yet we still stand because of the force, that power that is within us. It gives us strength to stand. That's where our fortitude comes from. It is that energy, that power, that key to say you can stand in the face of adversity. That's why it says stand. When you've done all that you can, stand. They will never understand why we are still where we are today and who we are as a people and have not been destroyed as they had been trying to do for centuries, because they don't understand that force that is within us, that power, that spirit of Tatan Zambi. Hey. Might implies great or overwhelming power or strength. And that is one of the 7 spirits, the spirit of might that is with us, that is enabling us again, like that strength. It's a spirit of might that is with us as a people. He's always been with us. It's a passage in the scripture that talks about that. When we get into the land that, and I'm paraphrasing here, even though we're going to go through as a people, he said in his word that he will be with us. That's that force, you all, that key, that energy, the spirit of the Most High that is with us, that enabled us to go through. When you think about all the things that our ancestors endured, and they stayed on those plantations when they were being whipped to the point of death, when our mothers were being raped in front of their husbands, when their children were being snatched from their very arms and stolen from them and sold away miles from them. What enabled our ancestors to stay? And they tell us that our ancestors are demonic, that our ancestors are evil. You are a liar. And I, for one, would no longer allow anyone to say that my ancestors were demonic. When you teach our very people to esteem your ancestors, no longer. We will esteem our righteous ancestors that paved the way for us and that are helping us on this journey right now to awaken to who we are. Because guess what? They are inside of us because of that DNA. So when you say that that your ancestors are demonic, then you're saying essentially you are too, because you are your ancestors. Their DNA passed down onto you. I am not demonic. Remember that man said that the most powerful words in expression is the I am. I am the embodiment of the Creator, created in His image. I am power. I am life. I am God, because He said that we are gods. And see, they don't understand that, and they mistaught that. Why, when they came into our land in Kemet and they saw that the kings and queens were being elevated as gods, they didn't understand that they were embassy, that they were representative here on the earth. As Tata and Zabi doing what the Bible said, to be representative, the embassy, to have dominion on the earth and to rule here on earth. Our ancestors was doing exactly that until the disruption came. And here we are today. I'm gonna end it at this slide. I see that there's a lot of comments here. I'm gonna do these comments and we're gonna end it here on this note and we'll pick up you all. But this was good. This was good. This was so good. So good. Hallelujah. That's right. That's right. Miguel, if Congo is our ancestor, Nkulu, the Ancient of Days is our ancestors, and that's what we're taught in our culture, that he is the great Muntu. So if we're saying that our ancestors are demonic, then they're saying that the Creator, the great Muntu, Nkulu, so Nini na Nini, Nga, is demonic. I dare you. I dare you. It was not us that went around the globe killing folks, stealing, raping, and robbing. It was not us. We opened our doors, we opened up schools, and we taught the math, the science, the arts to those that came. We welcome them. That's the people that we are. Why? Because we're created in His image and in His likeness. And next Samba, we will get into that. Created in His image and in His likeness. What does that really mean? We're going to get into that, family. All right. I don't think I see any hands up. So what we're going to go ahead. Go ahead.
I need to leave some, but I wanted to leave y'all with this, that everyone here has power. We all vibrate at a different frequency, and we all have the ability to control that frequency. Everything on the planet that exists vibrates at a certain frequency. All the elements, the fire, air, water, air.
Yes.
Even the Akashic realm vibrates at its own frequency.
Yes.
We can learn. And our ancestors knew how to do this, learn to resonate with those frequencies. There's so much things that we could do. we can call things into existence. We could do wonderful things, but we have to just go and remember what we forgot. But we have that ability right now. All we need to do is just look within.
Yes.
Look within. We have
Hallelujah.
that spirituality. We have that
Yes.
connection. We have to gain that stronger connection back
Yes.
with Tata and Zombie.
Yes.
We can do all of these things. So I just wanted to leave to let people know, to let you all know, we have that power. It exists within us.
Yes.
Know
Yes.
who you are.
Ugubani. Ugubani. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Man, know thyself. It is time, the awakening. It's very deep, that word. Man, know thyself. They forgot about that DNA within us. They thought they could strip it out of us, beat it out of us. They forgot about that DNA, family, that's within us. And their very own scientists say that the things that our ancestors experienced, we feel it. That's why we get so emotional. Even though we weren't back there when they whipped our mothers, we feel the pain. We feel that. Why? Because they're inside of us. They forgot about that. And see, we're living in a dispensation where that DNA is speaking to us in our dreams, in visions. We're hearing their voices. Am I not right, family? I know you all are. That's why you're here today, because you heard that voice, that vision, that dream, that call to our spirit. We heard it from within, not without. It was from within that called us and told us when we were in Christianity, when we heard something is not right, it was from within. That's why they keep saying, look within. It's not on the outside, it's within us. And the solution to our problems, and I'm talking about us as melanated people around the globe, is not on the outside, it is within us. There's a lot of work that we have to do to restore Esolele, but it will take place. It's going to happen. It is happening. It is happening. Right now, as we speak, it is happening. It's happening now. All of us connecting around the globe. Tata Nzambe. He's doing something within us, and the beauty of it all is they can't stop it. That force, it can't be stopped. You will see when I get to talking about energy, you can't destroy it, you can't change it. They can't do nothing with this energy that is happening, that is coming forth. They can't. That's the beauty of it all. All right, Tabitha, go ahead, my dear.
Siemi bana betu.
Yes.
Nzuri, sasa ni jioni. It's now night here. Yeah, it's evening here. Blessings. This is powerful. I need those notes. Oh my goodness. Yeah. That part on the energy, that is very, very true. Because as we discussed earlier, we said that before a language, before we can say which language is this, we have a prefix. And the prefix in Bantu languages is a key, right? And that is what you're teaching today, kinetic energy, the key. So when you meet a Swahili person or a Mkongo person, what do you say? They are Mkongo speaking Ki-Congo. So Ki is the language. So Ki is the vibration that comes before the person himself, because a person is language, is culture, is tradition, is a spirit, is everything in one. Yes. So the Ki and the Chi is what we use. We say Ki Swahili, Ki Congo, Chi Luba, Chi Chewa. There are others you say Kinya. There are others you say Isi. So this Chi and Ki are key in denoting or describing a language. So I agree with you 195%. Yes, that was powerful, Dada. That was powerful. You see, they studied our language and they took what was important, and they came back saying that we didn't have a civilization. Our languages are not ancient. That's why I keep on telling my brothers and sisters, we are ancient people. Yes. We were there even in Misri before the Greeks. We were there from the beginning. We were there when even Kush was ruling the world. We were there from the beginning. Yes. So they should have the confidence that this is who we are. That's why when we denote our languages, we are using that energy. Okay, secondly, I don't want to take much of your time, is about the word, the spoken word. The spoken word is very, very powerful. So you should not be scared with these people who are translating scripture, adding things. They are just writing. They are not speaking the words. They are just writing. So don't be scared. The spoken word is the most important, is the most powerful. You see, that's why our history, we were not writing most of the things. We were taking it from oral tradition, yes. Word of mouth, so that your mouth gives the words should come from your mouth to give them power. Yes. Writing was for those scribes. I can say it was for the prophets, for those people who had to verify and many other things. But the other people down, the word was passed to them by mouth. That is why they call it Torah. So these crazy people writing things and saying that this is the Torah, this is the Torah. Which kind of Torah? Do they know what the Torah means? A Torah means to mention. A Torah, A-T-O-R-A, means to mention. Because the word of the Most High was spoken. That's why when he's creating the universe, he spoke. He didn't write down. He spoke and things happened. Yes. So when you say a Torah is to mention, that is a ma'atoro. So these people speaking their Yiddish, whatever, a Torah, they don't know the meaning of Torah. It is a Torah. A Torah is to mention, is to speak. Yes. That's why the prophets also spoke. Even before these words were written in the scriptures, they spoke because the Most High speaks. You see. Okay, the last thing, I don't want to take much of your time. Go ahead. Oh, this was powerful, Dada. This was powerful. Lastly, in our languages, we don't spell. We don't spell. Spells are for these other nations. We don't spell. Why should we cast spells? We don't spell. So in our languages, even in if you are in a class in Africa, they will tell you, the teacher will tell you, can you mention? They will say, can you mention? this word. So if I translate directly, it's to say, can you mention, waweza taja hili jina, waweza taja litaje, like mention it in my language. My mother will tell me, mention. They will tell you mention. We don't have the word spell in our languages because we don't cast spells. So we mention, we atora because it is a matoro, it is a atora. You see, so these people, they can continue writing and lying and adding and removing, but whatever they are doing has no power. It will have power only by the children of the Most High, because the children of the Most High will be given the power to speak. And when they will speak, things will happen.
Yes.
You see, they will be speaking and things will be happening. So our languages have that power, and the power is within us. Even though we forgot our languages, even the Bantu we speak today is mixed. It was corrupted in one way or another over the generation, and the Most High will make it pure, and we will have the Atora, we will mention, and the power will come back. So the power is within us. This was very powerful. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, blessings, blessings.
Matondo.
Matondo Masaka.
So we're not supposed to spell.
Oh, no. No, you should. You should mention the words you mention.
Okay. So I won't have my kid, I won't, you know, I'm a teacher, so I won't have the kids spell no more.
Mention.
Okay.
Alrighty. Queen, you know what, you all, if you all want to go on and discuss what's in you a little longer, I'm okay with that. I'm just being mindful of your time, because we can split this up on YouTube and have two different teachings, one this samba, the next samba, and just have it in sessions on YouTube. I don't mind that, you know, because I'm just going to be frank with you all. I prayed. I got up this morning and I just went forth. I told Tatan Zombie, move myself out the way. I said, you speak through me and allow my righteous Nkulus to come forth and speak to us through me. I said, may the words that come forth out of my mouth accomplish what it was sent to do. May it go forth as power. Because we needed this, and I knew how important this is for us to hear and to understand who we are and what's inside of us. Ukubani, yeah. Ukubani, yeah. You must know who you are. You are not who they made you out to be. You are a royal priesthood. You are a chosen nation, a holy nation, a set apart people. That's who we are. Created in his image, his likeness, set apart for him. He said he chose us. He said, you didn't choose me. I chose you. He chose us to be his set apart people. And we are waking up. And we know that majority of the people that they took off the continent, we know they were Bantu. So we know who we are. That's why this message resonates within us, because of our DNA, who's inside of us. So this is not my message. I just allowed myself to be a vehicle so that this can go forth, because it's needed. So as I said, if you all want to continue discussing, because this is good, the information that Queen Tabitha and even Queen Vita haven't even spoken yet. These are our family that are on the continent, that's from the continent, that know the language like Queen Tabitha, Queen Vita. We're learning it. Yes. We're getting our language back. And guess what? A lot of it is not from the books, because I told you all before, in between sleep and awaken, I heard Ba is spirit. I hear things about words, and I know some of you all do too. Like Luzolo and many of you said, within us. It's within us. Look within. For too long, we've been looking out to the world, for the world to define who we are as a people. And that definition and that picture and that image that they have portrayed to the world is not who we are. We come from greatness, as Miguel said, because in our culture, it says that the Ancient of Days, Tata Nzambi himself, is our great ancestor. So that tells you right there, that's enough to be said of who we are as a people. Who we are as a people. We are greatness. We are royalty. We come from royalty because he said it. He's a king, so that means I am royalty. My ancestor is royalty. Sister Vita, I want to hear you talk.
Siemi, says Mama Brenda. Thank you. That was amazing. I'm still trying to process a lot of what you shared. Actually, I was going to come in with almost exactly the same points that Queen Tabitha came in with about the ki, chi, and it can also be isi, or depending on which part of the continent. But it all means the same thing, and it is a prefix to every language. In fact, there are certain words, like when you want to like in some words where you want to convey a meaning of something that's bigger or greater or more forceful, you will actually put that chi sound before the word. So you can have like muntu, you can have chi muntu, which means a lot of people, a big crowd. So that will be, you put the chi sound there. So just to show how powerful, this is in terms of the vibration and the energy that's being conveyed and communicated through that sound. And even in Nigeria, I think we all know, like the name for God the Creator is Chineke, and a lot of Igbo names will have the chi before or at the end. So you can have Kelechi, which is give thanks to God. Tochi, give praise to God. One of my sons, his name is Ikedichi, which means the power of God. And you can have other names that will start with like you say Chioma, which would mean like the goodness of God, but it's that chi force, and it's the same chi that's being conveyed there. So just showing how important this is. And what I also wanted to say when we're speaking about going, the language, how when we're talking about our restoration and going back, as the ancestors are speaking to us and through us, because they're in us, we are them. And I'm saying this to myself too, because I'm trying to do that more myself as well, how important it is for us to incorporate the Bantu languages of choice, which there's so many to choose from. We can use all of them if we like, but into our prayers, into our worship, because I'm telling you, it is completely different in terms of the power that comes out of that, whether we're making a declaration or pronouncement or whatever it might be. But when we say it in a Bantu language, even if you just translate your English prayer or whatever into Bantu and say it in the Bantu language, it's a completely different paradigm. It's a completely different energy that's actually coming out of that. I know, like, with one of my girlfriends, we were having a conversation a while back, and I was saying, have you noticed that when you can sing, like all sorts of praise songs in English or whatever and everything. And it's okay, it's great, you know. But then the moment you go into a Bantu language, it's almost like you've gone straight into another plane of existence. It's just so different.
It is.
There's like this instantaneous connection, and it's very spiritual. I don't even know how to explain it, but you know, because I can speak, you know, like I can sing or worship both in English and in a Bantu language, I noticed the difference myself. So I thought maybe it was just me, but I shared with a couple of my friends, even with my mom, and we all said the same thing, that it's different. There's just a different energy that starts to flow. So what I'm encouraging us all to do is to, you know, try to incorporate more of that into our worship, into our speech, into, you know, just the things we do on a daily basis, and see how the power of the Most High works differently when we speak his language, because that's what he speaks. So that was what I wanted to share. But wanting to just again say Matondo and all of the interventions and share things that have been shared. I've been so blessed today. So, you know, I hope the conversation continues secretly. I'm hoping that we're going to keep talking a little more, because I sense that, you know, there's a lot more that's on people's hearts and minds in this discussion. So
yes.
Yeah, so Zikomo. That's thank you in Chichewa.
Awesome, wonderful, wonderful. Hallelujah.
Beautiful.
Queen Royal.
So awesome. I'm just having such an awesome time today. But you know, that I was thinking about when I said earlier, why did we pass through the waters? We passed through the waters. They thought that they had us with their blood covenants and all of that they had us bound. But Tatan Zambi let us pass through the waters so we could come back. Now, he always said, whenever they went out to war, he said, whenever they asked Tatan Zambi, who shall go first? He always said, send Judah first.
Yes.
Yes.
Judah is the fourth son. And what did he say to Abraham? In the fourth generation, they shall come back. And he said, his alliance was from the prey, my son, thou art gone up. We were prey, and we have gone up. So now, why did he say Judah always shall go first? Judah means praise, the spoken word.
Come on.
See, that's why he loved King David, because King David was the master of praise. Nobody in that book that wrote more praise than King David. So he said to Judah, will the gathering of the people be. So we are at war first. So he's waking up his kings. He's waking us up so that we can help gather the rest of the people, that we could pray for our brothers to bring up, because we praise. And that praise is that connection to him, the spoken word, the word. That's who we are, the word. And so that's why this is so important for us to understand how to implement what we have within us, to fine tune our instruments, because we are praise.
Yes.
We are word.
Yes, we are the manifest expression of the word. That is why it said that about Josiah. But see, they took that in Christianity, and the Most High revealed that. And they tried to put it on just Josiah. No, you, all of us are a manifest expression of the word. Why? Because it said that he spoke. And he created and he breathed in us and we became a living being. So with his word, he created everything. That is why our ancestors had such respect for everything, creation, because they knew that it embodied the essence, the key, the chi of the Most High. And because of that, they had respect, because they know that everything is connected. We're all connected. That is why it says that the earth is moaning and groaning. Creation is moaning and groaning for the Bonabet too. Why? Because things are out of order, because there is no respect. There is no respect for creation anymore. When you have people going on the continent in our land that was given to us and killing animals just for sport. We didn't do that, family. The things that we see happening, we didn't do those things. And so the earth is waiting, it's moaning and it's groaning for us to rise up as what's happening now during this time, to take back what was rightfully ours, to have dominion, to rule and to reign, and to bring Zulu down here on earth, to be the embassy of the Most High, Tata Nzambe. That's what we're supposed to do. They taught us in Christianity when we were in there to focus on heaven. No, he placed us here on earth, and he told us to rule and to have dominion and to bring heaven on earth. So that's why they stole it from us. That's why the saying is, as above, so below. They stole that from us. That's where it came from. As it is in the heavens above, so shall it be in earth. We are the representatives. We are the embassy. That's why it says that you are the light. We are the light in this darkened world. If we don't shine, it will be destroyed. So we have to let our light shine that is within us. And there it is again, within. Brother Kongi.
Oh yes, I was just listening to what everyone was saying. I've just been increased today. But it brought back to a memory of a dream that I had a couple of nights ago, where in this dream, I just saw, it's like we were like in this beautiful forest, mountainous forest, lots of green, and I saw nobody there but Bantu people, just as far as I could see, Bantu. And then it seemed like I was sitting like on the edge of like a cliff, and I reached down into this rich soil, put my hand in the soil, and I was playing with the soil. And then all of a sudden I heard the word Habiru, and the whole earth started shaking. And I woke up and I said it as I said, Habiru. And I woke up out of the dream.
Wow, that was powerful. That was powerful. You said you heard Habiru?
Habiru.
Habiru.
Habiru. And I woke up and I said it, and my wife turned and I'm like, huh? I said as I woke up, I said, Habiru. She looked at me like, okay, and went back to sleep.
Tabitha, are you still on? I know it's late over there.
Wow.
Arvita, can you, because I know you know Kiswahili too, and that's a Kiswahili word. Habiru. It's a greeting, but I know it's deeper than that. So can you?
Habiru, it doesn't mean like it's something to do with blackness. That's what I recall from the little Swahili that I know. No. But yeah, I think it's to do with the black ones or the black people.
That's true.
Habiru, because B is like the dark, the black. Yeah, that's what I remember. But I think Sister Queen Tabitha could verify that.
I've heard that too, that it means black.
Yeah.
Like black people. Wow.
Yes, it means black. So Hebrew is just a perverted version of the word.
Wow. So when I heard that word and the earth started to shake, I just kind of took it as there's some power in those people, in the Bantu people.
Oh,
Black
yes.
people.
Oh, yes. You know, they did. Is she okay? There she is. Go ahead, Tabitha.
Okay, Siemi Banabetu. Okay, this word Habiru has got many meanings. In Bantu, one word can carry a lot of meanings, but all these meanings have power. So we don't know why that happens. But one word can have many meanings, and you can see that the power is all over, 360 degrees. So Kabiro is a very common word in Kenya. Children are called Kabiro. You can say Kabiro, Kabiru. Ka has a meaning to it, and the other one, the biro, has a meaning to it. But the same word you'll find in other languages, like in my tribe, instead of saying Kabiro, they use O. They say Ombiro. Mm-hmm. So Ombiro is soot. You know, when you cook with firewood and your cooking pot becomes black, that yes, that soot, the blackness. So, and the Agikuyu also say Kabiro also means black in their language as well. And for us, we don't use ka, but we use o, and we say ombiro. So ombiro is that soot when you cook with firewood that comes and covers your cooking pot, and over time, if you don't remove the soot, it keeps on adding up. That one we call biro. Okay, another meaning can be from Iba, very possible. Because for us, the people who were circumcised, during that period when the children go for circumcision, they are called, there is a name they are given, and we used to call them Abare. From the word Eba, we used to call them Abare. Abare are those who have crossed over. You know, once they get circumcised, it means that they have been initiated. They are in another place, not the place they used to be before. They are not the same again.
It makes sense.
Wow.
Yes. Wow. And then regarding okay, we will dig deep about this Habiru. We will keep on digging deep, and I think we will get a compound meaning. You know, that is just a surface meaning, and there must be a compound meaning, a deeper meaning to that, because in our languages there are the names that we just speak because for the sake of speaking, everyday speaking. But when you ask your grandmother, they tell you, no, that one, the other meaning, there is always like 2-3 meanings to something. So it's like, you know, hidden knowledge. So these grandmothers, you know, they were our libraries, they were our encyclopedias and the rest. So they tell you there is a deeper meaning to that. So we will dig deep into that, and once we get the answers, we will tell you. Okay, regarding Iba, these people speak about Iba and they don't even know what is Iba. Iba, that crossing over, it surely can be the truth about crossing over. And we also had a ceremony in some tribes. I don't know if it is all over Africa. We used to call Eburu. Eburu, not Hiburu, but Eburu. Eburu was a ceremony we did in my culture, in my tribe, and even some Nubian Nilotic tribes copied the culture as well, whereby when the person was deceased, after the person died, there was a ceremony they did, and they took the bulls and the cows. You know, that is a sign of wealth when you have many cattle and that. And they made them cross over to the other side. So this crossing over, I don't know what, unless now I get the old grandmothers and maybe they can tell us more, but we call it Eburu. So when I came into the awakening, I asked myself, why are they stealing this word Eburu and calling it Hiburu? And the way they write it, you know, they write it Hebrew. you know, when we see that, we cannot relate to ourselves, but you can see the pronunciation is in our language. So it really confused us because I remember about that eburu, I remember about abare, and then there is another word like arama, aram, when they say aram. Arama, there are people called arama in my tribe. Arama is when the people are circumcised, that period they are indoors because there is a period, certain period they stay indoors, nobody should see them. So that period of healing, we used to call it arama. So I don't know what if that word is in Aramaic or it was in our ancient languages, if it is in the scripture, I don't know. But this kabiru and eburu are our words. They turned them upside down and did whatever they did with those words. But they are in our language. They are in our spoken word. Yeah. So we will dig more and we will let you know. Definitely. Yes, don't be worried about it. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much, Banabetu.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. What you said, it cleared up a whole lot.
Thanks, Tabitha.
Welcome, sis. Welcome.
Hi, sis.
Could I just, yeah, I wanted to add actually when Sis Tabitha was talking, because she just reminded me, I completely forgot, but in Chichewa, the word we use for something that's, it's multiple meanings, I should say, but if something's black or dusty or dirty or, you know, that kind of, you know, deep, dark kind of stuff, we use the word bi, like you'll say kabi or chabi, meaning it's dirt, it's dark, it's black. It's and also in Tumbuka, we also use the same word. If you say chabi, everybody, depending on the context, it will mean either dusty, dirty, or black. So that probably also it traces its origin to the Habiru sort of yeah, but I just wanted to throw that in. Also, when Sis was talking about the double meanings of words, so I remember when we were talking about that, somebody put in a comment about the ancestors and Kulu. So I just wanted to share a few words with you that just occurred to me. So we have, for example, Kulu can be, Kulu is an older person, and we know we use the same word in Kulu as the Most High, as our ancestor of ancestors, ancient of days. It can also mean, apart from older person, it can mean an ancient one. So Kulu. But then you can also have Kolo, which is, I think in Congo, they also have Kolo, which is the same concept or thinking. But then there's another word as well we have for the creator, which we say Ambuye. Ambuye meaning the great father. But then we also use the word ambuya to mean a grandmother or grandfather. So ambuye, ambuya. And then we have also, and this, I think in Shona, they have the same as well. And then there's another word when you say, we're talking about Nganga. So Nganga, of course, comes from Singanga as well, or it can be, for some it's Singanga, for some it's Nganga, but the meaning is similar, which can be like the great medicine man or the great healer, but can also mean the ancient one. So for us, when we refer to grandparents, you also use the same word. You can refer to Nganga, but you also use the same word to refer to the Most High as the, you know, Nganga Mkulu, or the big Nganga. So just, you know, how the words sort of are double meanings, but then they're you know, they seem to point back to some sort of like common source. And of course, at the end of the day, the main source is Kikongo, because we find most of these words there too. So, Matondo.
Wow, wow, Matondo, wow. Our language is rich, our heritage is rich, our culture is rich, we are rich. Wow, I'm speechless, I'm speechless. Whew. All righty. Well, I think I don't see any more hands up. I hope this have increased you all, as I've been increased by the comments that I heard, the words, the vibration, the frequency that I heard from you all that have been spoken. Let us remember this and practice this and start using our words wisely and speaking it. Be cautious of what we speak. Remember, our words have vibration. That is why things were passed down, as I think it was Vita said, and I had said earlier on, why our tradition was oral, you know, even when they came over here on the continent with the songs that they sung and how it told stories. You know, the same thing on the continent with the old hymns and spirituals and things, you know, wade in the water. How they was getting ready to go and flee. Steal away. That was it. Steal away. Somebody was going to escape. They had code languages. We had code languages over here. And so when somebody said, that was Tabitha talking about crossing over with the cow when somebody died. Well, we all know what that means, crossing over. Then Bimba going into it, like it says, and Abana slept with his fathers and Dawidi slept with his fathers. We go to be with our ancestors. You know, if you live that life that you're supposed to live, you will go and be with the righteous and Kulu, you know. And that is what we're trying to do. And it's cyclical. Like Miguel talked about that cycle of life. You know, they make so many movies about our culture that over here in the diaspora for so long we did not know, but because he's waking us up. I remember when I was on Facebook probably about 3-4 years ago, I broke that down so deep. I need to go back and pull that off about Lion King, and nobody told me. It was just spoken to me, and I put it on Facebook, and somebody said, and I heard people saying they never saw it like this. So they have taken our culture, our spirituality, and they just you know, have no regards, no respect for it. You know, that's why, you know, those people over in Egypt, but not the owners of the artifacts that are over there, because they allow people to come in and just do whatever. If it belonged to them, they would show the utmost respect for it, because it was things that their ancestors left. You know, when you have a relic or something that your mother, your grandmother, somebody left you, you don't just treat it any kind of way, because it was passed down to you as something that was, you know, an heirloom that was very special. And you don't see this happening. They come in and ransack and just whatever, moving things around, and bodies have no respect for our kings and queens that are in the tombs, and messing with their bodies and x-raying their body with all this here, just doing all kinds of things to our ancestors over there. No respect whatsoever. So I'm gonna end it here. To our family that may listen to this or that are listening to this, on Facebook or YouTube, I hope this have richly increased you, and you are able to take something to help enrich your life. You know, remember the I am. That is why Yesaya said, I am the way. He knew the importance of that phrase, that expression, I am. So let us start speaking the I am into our lives and in our children's lives. You know, sometimes we have to be cautious of what we speak in our children's lives. And I'm trying to be more cautious of that, because I have a teenage son. And, you know, just out of habit, why are you so nasty? So I've been changing this around and said, this is not who you are. This is what I tell them. This is not who you are. You have to do better, because this is not who you are. So I've been even working on, even before this, trying to work on changing my speech, because our words have power of who we are. And we don't want to speak negative things in the lives of our children. We want to speak life. We want to speak power into the lives of our children. Even when we're praying, speak with affirmation, words of affirmation over your children's lives. Even you young people that don't have grandchildren, speak it over your grandchildren right now. I remember my son asked me, why are you praying for our wife. Now he wasn't married at the time. I don't think he was. I don't recall he was. He asked me about my youngest. So why are you even praying for his wife? And as young as he is, I said, because these are the criteria that I want to manifest. So the Most High has to prepare her for him. Just like I prayed for your wife, the type of wife. And he got that. I said, someone that, well, anyway, pray. The point is, pray over your children. I prayed over my grandsons in the womb. I spoke and prayed. I still lift them up and speak positive things in their lives, because the world speak negative things to our children. They're in this system, the school system, and they show them all these negative things on TV, all these negative things. So we have to be the teachers of our children to tell them who they are. Don't allow nobody else to tell your children who they are. You teach your children and you speak over their lives. Life, because I know that you will speak life over your children and not death over your children, that they give our children in these schools death. Speak life. These are the warriors. When you look at our children, I look at Kelly's oldest daughter and some of our young kids and even our grandson. I know kids learn a lot, but just, I don't know, these kids are different now. I don't know if you all have paid attention. These kids are a different breed that's coming now. And I've heard many of you all say these are the warriors that are coming back. Because people, as we say, I don't know, Vita and Tabitha, if you all heard this, but over here in America, we say we don't die, we multiply. That's what we say over here. We come back. You can call it what you want to. Let me stop sharing here, recording.